한참을 울었어. 그래야 기분이 나아질 것 같아서 내일이 오면 나는 또다시 어제 입었던 옷을 입고서 Have to fake myself. 나약한 모습은 숨기고 살아야지. 사람들은 겉모습만 판단하니까 하나 둘씩 사람들은 날 떠나가네. 별거 없어 믿은 내 잘못이지. It's hurting me but I have to pretend no one cares about me. I'm so lonely. Oh, 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 oh.
So I'm going to do something which is probably a little bit stupid, and I'm going to turn around every book on my bookshelf that I have read, and it's going to give me a very bad reality check on the fact that I haven't read 90% of the books that I've hoarded. And this is probably bad timing to do this because all my Penguin and Oxford classics are downstairs in the living room, and they're the versions of the books I read for university in the 4 years I did my 2 degrees. So there's a good 20 books I've read that are downstairs, not in my room. And in the last couple of months, I think I've got unhauled about 30 books as well. So I've read all those books, but I don't own them anymore because either I wasn't going to read them again or I didn't like them. So I sent them to friends or I sent them to a charity shop. So there probably isn't many books in my room that I have read. And I've also been getting into digital reading a lot this year. So I'd say a good, I don't know, 40% of the books I've read so far this year have been audiobooks or borrowed digital library books or Kindle books as well. So this is going to be the severe reality check that I need to stop buying books and also to read the books that I own.
나약한 모습은 숨기고 살아야지. 사람들은 겉모습만 판단하니까 하나 둘씩 사람들은 날 떠나가네. 별거 없어 믿은 내 잘못이지. It's hurting me but I have to pretend no one cares about me. I'm so lonely. Oh, 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 oh.
The top shelf there are all my Sarah J Maas books, and I have read every single one of them, some of them multiple times, but because I'm doing a Sarah J Maas reread, I'm not going to turn them backwards until I have tabbed and annotated them. So I have read all these books, I just haven't turned around yet. The 3 books behind now are War Girls, Cemetery Boys and The Invisible Life of Addie LaRue, and I've only read 2 of my Doctor Who books, so I'm sure I've read a couple more of them. I just can't remember which ones because I've had them since I was a kid. This shelf makes me feel better. Oh, I should have turned the Hobbit around. Why didn't I? I don't know why I didn't turn the Hobbit around. These are classics that I've read in other copies that I've got nice copies of. I've read Gallant, and behind here is the whole Lemony Snicket series, and I've read that series in full, so they're all turned around at the back there. So on this shelf, there's Kingdom of the Wicked, which I've read, the Atlas Six, and the whole of Michael Grant's Gone series, as well as the follow-up trilogy. I haven't read the final book in the follow-up trilogy because I don't want it to end again, and the Cursebreaker trilogy over here. And this shelf really exposes my bad habit of just reading the first book in the series and then getting distracted by something else, because I can't read books in the same series one after each other without being too aware that I am reading, not experiencing the story. And therefore I am a mood reader, and I read the first book in the series and get distracted, forget what happens, then read the first book in the series again. So I've read the first in the Aragorn series, the first in the Shadow and Bone series, and the first in the Percy Jackson series. And none of the books behind here so far. And over here, I've read the whole of The Hunger Games, but it's just hard to turn them around at that angle, and I've read the first Death Note book. Well, I really just exposed myself there. I think it's also because I have the habit of rereading favourites a lot instead of reading something new. So the Triskelion series, which is right on the end there, I've read them about 3 times and things like that, instead of reading new books. I really need to read through the books I already own. Don't I lap a lap? Yeah? You pretty girl. Do you want a cuddle? Do you want dreamies?